Hi, it's Linda Edelwich with William Ravis, and Happy New Year. I'm really excited to give everybody a look at what happened in the 2021 market, and I'm going to compare that with what happened in the 2020 market so that everybody has a really good gauge on what's happening in our marketplace right now. And that's really the big question. We have lots of people that are asking what is going to happen in 2022? What's the market going to be like? Are we going to have interest rates start to rise? Are we going to sell houses? Is there going to be any inventory? And are the buyers still out there? So I'm going to answer all those questions for you. So first, I'd love to chat about what happened last year. So in 2021, there were 491 single family homes, and those homes sold on an average of $205 a square foot. That is incredible. And if you compare that to what happened in 2020, there were 471 single family homes that sold, and the average price per square foot for the full year was $179 a square foot. So wow, what a huge increase year over year. And we're predicting much the same for what's going to happen in 2022. And in fact, we think that the inventory is going to get a little tighter as well. Not a lot of people will be putting their houses on the market because, quite frankly, there's still that issue of where do they go? And that is really the big question across the board. We probably would see more homes listed if we had more places available for them to go to. Okay, so every year I look at what happened in the last year, and I look at it by price point. And I give you an idea of which price point sold for the most amount of money and which price point had the most amount of sales, and then how much over asking. That's a big question I have from buyers is, I'm gonna write an offer, but how much over asking should I go? And that is a big question because we don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know how many buyers are in play, and we don't know how much another buyer really wants that house or the affordability and all the terms and conditions that go along with that. So I do like to look at the market and like to take a deep dive and let my buyers know, on average, we're seeing X for whatever purchase price. Okay, so lots of data. And if you are subscribed to my newsletter, you are going to receive this, including everything that's sold in the last 30 days and a lot of really good nuggets of information for what's going to happen in 2022. So watch for that in your email and watch for it in your mail. If you are on my snail mail mailing list, you'll receive our winter 2022 newsletter packed with really great information. Okay, so in the $100,000 to $200,000 category for Glastonbury, and remember, there's 491 single family homes that sold in Glastonbury per MLS. Now, yes, some sold off market, and we're not including those. So 491 sold MLS. We had 10 homes in the 100 to 200 range. 5 of them sold over asking for an average of 105% over asking. Again, some sell for a little more, some sell for a little less over asking, but I'm giving you an average. If you are looking in the $200,000 to $300,000 price point, last year 84 houses sold in that category, and 36 sold over asking for an average sales price over asking about 104%. So not quite as much as the 100 to 200, but hang on, let's see what happened in the 300 to 400 category. There were 130 houses that sold in that category. And if you recall, in 2020, that was our biggest moving price point as well. There were more houses that sold in that price point for the last 2 years. So that is a really, really competitive price point, and you as a seller can sure bet that you've got a lot of buyers that are looking at that price point. So that's really what the data is telling you. You may not be interested in buying, but you might be interested in selling, and this information is useful for you as well. So of those 130 homes, 93 sold over asking at an average of 105%. In the $400,000 to $500,000 category, there were 96. So this is our second biggest moving price point year over year. So also in 2020. There were 96 homes that sold, 73 sold over asking for an average sales price of 106%. So there were a lot of buyers in that price point, and almost everybody, more than half, almost everybody went over asking. Okay. In the $500,000 to $600,000 category, there were 60 single family homes that sold, and 40 sold over asking at an average sales price of 106. And in the $600,000 to $700,000 category, there were 54 single-family homes that sold. 37 sold over asking at an average of 106%. In the $700,000 to $800,000 category, there were 50 homes that sold, and that's more. That's an increase between 2020, and 27 sold over asking on an average of 105%. And in the 800 to 900, we had 13 homes. 6 sold over asking on an average of 103%. And then in the 900 to over a million, when we get really up there over the million, we're not really seeing over asking. So I just looked at 900 to the million. There were 10 homes that sold. 5 sold over asking, and the average was 105%. When you start getting over a million, you start sort of changing the landscape, and you're not really seeing those big over price point, percentages over asking. You don't really have as much competition, and you might not be in multiple offers, but yes, there are some houses that have sold. So if you looked at the market on a whole, the average of the 491 homes that sold over 106% over asking if they were going to go into a multiple offer situation. So that is incredible. It really is. As it stands right now, I think it'd be really interesting to tell you we have 51 houses under contract, and we have 30 single-family homes currently up for sale. And of those, more than half, 16 of those, are new construction, and they're going over 700,000, all the way up to over a million. And that new construction at 700,000, it's your square footage going right into that house. It's 2,700 plus square feet. So that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. We have virtually no houses on the market. So if you're a buyer, you are in competition. You really have to be ready to go. And that's really going to be the name of the game. We're predicting that you are still going to be in multiple offer situations, and it's going to probably be a little bit tighter because we're probably going to see a little less inventory come on the market. If you're a seller and you have a house to sell, you're going to do well. You really are. Now, we are going to see the interest rates start to tick up. The word on the street is in and around March, we'll see the first increase, and then we may see a few more before the year's end. Now, couple that with what's happening with inflation, and it's really kind of anybody's guess where we're going to be in terms of the market, come September. So if you want to sell now, and if you are looking to buy now, we know what this landscape looks like, and we can certainly give you really great advice so that you can land the house, or you can sell your house for the most amount of money that you've seen in 16 plus years. My name's Linda Edelwich. If you have any other questions, you need any further information, DM me, you can text me. I'm super easy to reach, and I look forward to serving you and your real estate needs in 2022.